have to basically come to the realization that not all older people are wise. They be out there effing it up just as bad as I do. Yo, what's up? Real Homies Wanna Know is back at it, and we are on episode number 32. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 steps to breaking a bias. So stay tuned.
Turn that up, Gametime.
Real homies.
Real
homies wanna know.
Real homies wanna know.
Real homies wanna know.
Real homies wanna know. Alright, so y'all, today we're gonna go over 3 steps to how to break a bias. Now, the type of bias that we're going to be talking about today is unconscious bias, also known as implicit bias. And this type of bias can be very harmful to our aging experience. It's defined as assumptions, beliefs, or attitudes that we might have, but not necessarily be aware of. Which is a danger in itself, because we got to be aware of it. You know what I mean? But basically, biases are things that we hold from childhood all the way up into adulthood. And they affect the way we make decisions, the way we interact with other people, and how we might even see ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and get into it, all right? So throughout the steps that I'm going to give you all, I am going to be using an example. And the example is one that I got inspiration from Ashton Applewhite on. She shared this on her blog. Yo, is that ageist? Someone wrote in and asked her a question. Is it ageist to consider all older people or refer to them as wise? And I'll be sure to leave the clip below for you to hear her full explanation. But basically, it is ageist, right? That's a stereotype. That is a belief that we are holding over every single older adult when each person is different and everybody ain't wise. But that is the example that I'm going to be using as I'm giving you all the 3 steps to breaking the bias. So step number 1 to breaking a bias: recognize that you have biases. So for me, using the example I mentioned, the bias is that I believe all older adults are wise, or I refer to them as wiser than I am, or making wise decisions, or having wise words. So that is the bias that I hold. I have to first become aware of that. And you know, when you become aware of something, it's because you're beginning to look within. So now I recognize that I have a bias that all older adults are wiser. So we're going to get to step number 2. Step number 2 is understanding why you might have that particular bias. Well, say that I was raised by older adults, and I saw how they made decisions, or I saw their choice of words or whatever. And in that, I just instantly thought that all older adults, like 65 plus, as kind of given a line there. But I think that they're all just so wise, right? And I have to understand that my reason of that is because of how I grew up. It was because of who raised me, like a grandparent, or it was because I was just always around a lot of older people, and that's what I saw within my social circle, and I took that and applied it to everyone. So now I've got an understanding. So step number 3 would be to break that bias, changing that. And that kind of goes back to step 1 with kind of looking within. So it's going to take some self-reflection. It's going to take inner work for me to really recognize, understand, and change this bias. So I have to basically come to the realization that not all older people are wise. They be out there effing it up just as bad as I do. They make bad decisions, and then they might have some decisions that are wise, right? That was of benefit to them or the people around them. But all in all, they make just as many mistakes as what I make. And one of the things I like that Ashton had said in her video was, instead of referring to them as wiser, I consider they have more experience. They've had more time to make mistakes, learn from the mistakes, and then apply that to, where they are in their lives. Or no, it's not wise for me to do that again. Or it's wise that I just walk away. You know what I mean? So those are the 3 steps to breaking a bias. Recognize, understand, and then break it or change how you're seeing this situation or this idea or thought that you might have. Now, I do want to say that breaking biases is not something that's going to happen overnight. Those 3 steps were easy to say, but it's not always easy to follow. It's not always easy to accomplish because, again, some of the biases that we have are things that we've held on to since our childhood. That's hard to break. So it's okay, that you might find it challenging, or you might feel like that's not something that I can let go of. The object or the goal is not to say get rid of it, but it is to encourage you to see, like, are the ideas or the attitudes or beliefs that I'm holding on to harmful? And really getting down to the root of it, like, especially if you can see that it is harmful, or that it's harmful to people that you're around. Getting down to the bottom of that is what's so important as we continue aging, because we want to make sure that the things that we're doing, are saying, are enhancing our aging experience and not taking away from it. And when we hold on to different unconscious biases, we are taken away from our aging experience. So yeah, that is all I have for you all today. I hope this video was helpful. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, so that you can stay up to date with more videos that I come out with. I've got an announcement coming up soon, so you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that. And that's all I got. So yes, y'all, in between time, you be blessed. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Turn it up, game time.